I was born and raised right here in the city of Poughkeepsie. I'm a proud Poughkeepsie pioneer, a graduate of Poughkeepsie High School. This city shaped me, and it's still shaping who I am today. So when I bought my home 32 years ago in the 5th Ward, it wasn't just about buying property. It was about coming back to my roots, claiming a piece of the American dream, and building something real, something lasting for my children and my grandchildren. I chose the 5th Ward because it reminded me of what I love most about Poughkeepsie. Neighbors who feel like family, kids laughing and playing outside, people who looked out for one another. Yes, this ward had faced its share of challenges, but it's always had heart. It always has strength. That's why the 5th Ward chose me as their council member, because I couldn't sit back and watch the place I love lose its sense of safety and its pride. For 8 years, I fought hard to clean up the streets, to bring back the peace, the connection, and the community that drew me in all those years ago.
Hi, I'm Deron Wilson. I'm the City of Poughkeepsie Councilman Chair at Large for the entire City of Poughkeepsie. I'm a lifelong resident here in the City of Poughkeepsie, and I'm here in front of 26 Oakley to bring, of course, action and words to what has been going on into our area. The 5th Ward has been plagued with countless time and time again of people in the county using it as a dumping ground for services for people and people across the county instead of using scattered sites.
Hi, I'm Nathan Shook. I represent the 4th Ward on the City of Poughkeepsie Common Council. I'm also serving as the Vice Chair. The City of Poughkeepsie realizes that we, like all of our neighbors, we have a responsibility to serve our most vulnerable. We are not running away from that responsibility, which is why we have spent the last several months engaged in discussions with the county to see what Oakley could be. We want to make sure that we are serving those that are most vulnerable, but also recognizing the impact that the county's plans would have on this neighborhood. So after several months, we reduced our agreement to a letter of intent that would have seen 26 Oakley serve families that are unhoused, as well as a limited number of single women. We felt that this was the best opportunity for this neighborhood, also the best opportunity to continue our responsibility of serving the most vulnerable, but also realizing that our neighbors have a duty to do the same. Unfortunately, we were blindsided a couple of weeks ago when the county executive told our mayor that she was no longer able to negotiate with us. And so that's why we are now having to fight.
Hi, my name is Andy James. I'm the councilwoman of the 5th Ward here in the City of Poughkeepsie. As I've said, a native here in the 5th Ward. It is dominantly populated with African American and Hispanic population here. It is a family of multi-generations. There's a lot of history in this ward, but this is a very rich culturally rich ward, because icons have come out of this ward. It wasn't even that far from here. The first African American judge, Jane Bolin, and her family lived right up the street. So there's a lot of greatness that has come out of the 5th Ward here on the north side.
EFCO was founded by my great-grandfather in 1903, and we've really had just a few addresses, starting on 468 Main Street, and then moving to Montgomery Street, and then ending up at the corner of Smith and Oakley, starting in the late 1930s.
I've lived here most of my life. The last 10 years, definitely, since my mom passed away, I've been at this house. Since the pods got here, we've had people like resting on our porches, stealing our mail. I've had someone OD in front of my porch on Thanksgiving Day. I'll never forget that. In May of, I think it was last year, somebody ran down my driveway and collapsed on my son's hood of his car because he was so high, he just passed out. We've had a variety of things. It's just all negative. It hasn't been anything positive. I mean, I wish I could say something positive. I do hope that the people that need the pods do get help, the help that they need, so that they could have housing and a job and, health care. But to put them all here just makes no sense to me.
So since the pods have been located to our neighborhood behind the jail. We've been getting a lot of overdosing, a lot of litter, lots of fights and stuff. All hours of the morning, waking us up and disrupting things. It's been an experience, very different. This street used to be a real quiet residential street, and now it's just not. I would be in support of a family shelter of women and their children that is programmed properly for Oakley Street than just single men and single women.
But I would be happier with families as opposed to individuals,
Right.
Because they tend to linger and hang out in the community, and there's so much other things that's, going on here. This is already an impoverished neighborhood, so why contribute to it? We want to live and have decent property. We pay our taxes for this.
We know as we look at families that are dispersed throughout the city of Poughkeepsie and scattered homeless shelters and the scattered sites and even in the pods, we do recognize that we need a location for families. Families is the foundation of all things, but we have to know that the families is part of them giving back. So if they have a place where they can get back on their feet and not worried about it, especially as their children are in school. So when they're at school, they now have places that they can sit and get the services. When we look at the county jail, which is not too far from here, we talk about that we want to change the narrative in Poughkeepsie from a cradle to career pipeline. We're trying to end the prison to pipeline, the school to prison pipeline. But once again, we're dilapidating an area, putting in services for a group of people that will not necessarily benefit from it around the surrounding parts. We have 2 schools right behind this area within less than a mile that we talk about the children and we talk about families, but yet again, we're willing to jeopardize that at the expense of their well-being, at the expense of their success. If we're going to be about changing the dynamic and changing the growth of Poughkeepsie, then we have to look at this as not one of those things to help benefit us, but one of those things that's once again a slight, especially in the 5th Ward.
Past former principal of Warren Magnet Academy, C.B. Warren School, and we do not need anything that's going to degrade this school and the residents that live here. You already got the county jail here. Enough is enough. Give my kids what they deserve. God bless.
We have a deep connection to the neighborhood. We really do. And it's exciting. We're on it, and I give you both credit. I think the city is on a good path. And I think, but as I said, it's fragile. We've got to protect it. So.
And now we are talking to the community. There's a call to action. We need you to re-engage and engage with your community. We need you to show up to the council meetings. We need you to show up to your legislators. We need you to reach out to your family members that might not just be in Poughkeepsie, but throughout Dutchess County, for them to write to their legislators to say, not here, not only here. And I think this is the time for people to take action.
Yes, I have to say enough is enough. We will not take this passively sitting by quietly. We will fight for justice because this is a form of redlining and it's time out. It's time for everyone to come along and share the plight of this crisis that we're having. It is not just the city's responsibility, it's everyone's responsibility. And we ask that the community will come out and back us up and engage in this fight.
This is bigger than politics. This is the future of our city. This is going to require all of us to act together. Call your friends, call your neighbors, get everyone involved. This is going to take all of us.
The city of Poughkeepsie is done being overlooked, done being used. For far too long, we've been expected to carry the weight of Dutchess County's problems while our families and our future are left behind. But that ends now. We are a city on the rise. With a $10 million grant from New York State, we are rebuilding our downtown, bringing in businesses, creating opportunity, and restoring pride in our streets. Poughkeepsie is open for business, and we won't let anyone, not the county, not even the state, derail the progress we fought so hard for. Let me be clear. We are not against helping the homeless, but we are against being the only community expected to carry that burden. We worked in good faith with the county executive, a plan that focuses on helping families, the most vulnerable among us. That agreement was fair, and it must be honored by the county legislature. And our state leaders, we need you too. Don't just fund our progress, stand with us to protect it. We will not be silent. We will not stand down. We will fight for our families, our future, and our home. Because this is Poughkeepsie. And if you know us, you know we don't back down. We fight long, we fight hard, and we will fight together.